All right, welcome everyone. And just give me 1 second. So today is a bit laid back, a little bit having a drink, celebrating Christmas, having fun, I suppose. So yeah, I'm just gonna start off with a little intro who I am, and after that the guys can do their little intro. So yeah, my channel obviously is Investing Frankly. I'm more of an investor rather than a trader. Low-key approach. I trade daily, weekly, and basically try to DCA and spot buy, spot trade a little bit. I do take some YOLO bets on smaller coins, but overall I'm more of a laid-back investor. Less time on the charts, more time with basically free time. Is my focus on this. So yeah, that's the little intro for me. I'm gonna hand over to Chris, I suppose. You're from the right of me, for me. You want to do a little intro?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the Crypto Cowboy. You'll find my channel on YouTube. My biggest thing is swing trades, usually on the 4-hour and the daily charts, but I do tend to trade some hourly stuff if I have time to sit down. But my biggest push is bigger swing trades.
All right, pretty cool. Bleaves, the first time that both you and me are in a stream, so yeah, fire away.
First of all, thanks for having me. It's great to be here. I am a trader, Bleaves Crypto on YouTube, on X, on all social media platforms at this point, and Chicago Bears podcast as well, because I do live in Chicago and I am a Chicago Bears fan. So what I do, my trading is mostly based on Fibonacci, RSI, and MACD. I use leverage trading, and most of my personal bags are spot bags. I don't like that type of risk for myself over the long term. I don't think that leverage is a healthy thing for the markets, but it is an opportunity to make profits. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And as LF Crypto says, I love the descendants as well. New Milo 2026.
All right, so thank you for the intros. So yeah, as I said, for me, both me and Bleaves is, or well, at least Bleaves is relatively new to our group, but we do these sessions pretty much every Sunday for a company called the Crypto School, but they're always closed off, and I wanted to do one open to the public, open to everyone, and just have a little free session, no pressure, no anything really, basically just a little hangout. And obviously we have a couple of giveaways in coming up in a little bit. I will give you one tip. In the description of this stream there is my Discord link, my personal Discord link. You will need that. You need to join that Discord. There is a giveaway chat in there, so once you click the verify icon you will find a giveaway chat. That's where you will need to be posting your message in a little bit. I will get back to you on that, what exactly you need to do. But if you all want to get a head start on that, you can join that Discord, and I will get to the giveaway itself in a little bit. And just a little sip again. All right, so once everyone joins that, I'll get back to you on the rest of the Discord, on the rest of the giveaway. But yeah, we do, like I said, we do these sessions roughly every Sunday. We do workshops. We have a massive amount of YouTubers in our group right now, I think. And in general, I think the school is very, very valuable. The Discord itself is very big. And eventually, like, I have this little free Discord that I have right now. I hope that grows a little bit, and I want to build that into a nice little community. But if you are looking for something more, and you are looking for multiple YouTubers, multiple coaches, multiple one-on-one trajectories or whatever it's called, I'm kind of lost in translation there, but yeah, you can find that out as well. I'll post a link if anyone wants that, but for now, join that little free Discord. And the giveaway will be, you need to let's see how I can get my screen in there. That's the one. So I will be picking names from this, but my channel at Investing Frankly We have the Crypto Cowboys channel at the Crypto Cowboys. We have Believes Crypto at Believes Crypto. You will need to subscribe to that channel. And once you're subscribed to those 3 channels, let's go back to the group. Once you're, that's a little too big. Once you're subscribed to those channels, you can post done in that giveaway chat, and we will be picking names out of that in throughout this stream. So in like 10 or 15 minutes, we'll pick number 1, and at the end of the stream, we'll pick number 2 and 3. And there will be 3 winners. As far as I know by now, we have 3 winners lined up. So yeah, join, like, and subscribe to those channels. Join the Discord, post done. And that's basically all you need to do. And I will contact you and I will deposit. Oh, one more thing. It's important you get your Binance Smart Chain wallet sorted and have your wallet link ready. And then we will forward you $50 USDT. And that's all you need to do. So I think that's pretty easy money. And in the spirit of Christmas, we wanted to do a small little giveaway for that. And that's all you need to do. And I'll repeat this a couple of times throughout the stream. And let's see, I wanted a shirt like that to my company Christmas party. Unfortunately, didn't find. Yeah, this isn't the quality one. This is just very cheap Chinese, whatever. I ordered it off of Temu, so I doubt that it's very quality. But yeah, I kind of went overboard to my company Christmas party as well. One of the videos on my stream, I wear this shirt, and I was literally leaving after that video to that company Christmas party. I got like the sneakers, the Kanye West sneakers in the Christmas theme as well. So it cracked me up. All right, back to the stream. So I wanted to ask both of the other coaches, other YouTubers. So what would be your best trade of this year? Like looking back, what's the best move you made? Chris or Believes, feel free.
I'll go first. I took a couple months ago, a buddy of mine had a friend who was launching a meme coin, and he said that, you know, he had a feeling that this thing had an opportunity to run. This guy had developed a large community over the years, and it was set to, you know, it was something that just every once in a while this guy likes to launch a new project, create a big umbrella, and I ended up getting a 23x out of it, which was a nice game.
That is yeah, especially in this year, considering we don't really have a very good crypto year this year, other than obviously Bitcoin going up, but altcoins didn't really do that well. Chris.
Yeah, I think my very best trade this year was during that flash crash. I took a short on Ethereum. It was at a top and we knew it needed to cool off, but then the crash happened, and I think it was 13 or 14x at one time, and thank goodness Blowfin didn't lock up, and I was able to pull profits off of it. I think I got out at right at 10x. So it was a good trade for me.
10x is still very, very nice result.
Yeah, I'll take it.
A lot of people get lost in like 100x's and possible moonshots and whatever, but like I'll call it the little guys, but the little moves of like 3, 4, 5x and 10x, that's still like, do that a couple of times and you can be set for life, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what's crazy in those situations is how these liquidity providers, they target these large places. So if you're on Blowfin or if you're on a smaller exchange, you actually get that opportunity. Whereas on Binance got locked down because Wintermute did so many micro trades all at one single moment. Like you watch it play out on that chart. Was a crazy moment where nobody could even make trades. That's why they put up, I think it was $400 million or $420 million to pay back the investors from that. And Coinbase crashed as well. You know, all of these different places, these large exchanges where they go for that high liquidity level. I just don't feel like those places are for us. I feel like those places are for institutions at this point.
I completely agree with that.
So I'm just in the background posting one more message for the giveaway. Kind of multitasking. a little bit. So, there. So I wanted to post that in the chat as well. So I'll repeat it in a little bit again, and I'll pick the first winner in like 5-6 minutes or something. So yeah, I personally I don't expect to see a lot of those 10x's anymore with the size crypto is right now, and especially right now. But like maybe next year we start to see a little bit more movements again. But like we need a massive influx in that total crypto market cap right now. That 3 trillion, that is, I think it's deadly where we are at right now. All right. So
well, I think retail's completely gone, and the liquidity's basically gone outside of the institutions. So yeah, I tend to agree with that. If I can get a 1x or a 2x trade, I'm happy. It's not like it was this time last year where you could do 3, 4, 5, 6x pretty regular. I mean, it's really changed, especially over the last year.
Sadly, it has. Yeah, I'm kind of hopeful on Luna Classic. I know you do a lot of videos on Luna as well, Bleeves. I've noticed. Yeah.
Luna has market module coming. That's going to enhance the burn structure, which is going to allow for the removal of the burn. By the way, I don't. When I say allow, I don't think that there should be a burn tax on it anyway at this point. But it's prohibiting people from coming on chain. Nobody wants to give up, a % of their bag every time they make a trade. So, and if you feel like you've been hacked or you're unsafe or something, and you want to move something, you get penalized there as well. So. Once market module is up and active, then you're going to be in a much better place with your Luna Classic bag, and that's going to start a little bit of growth. I think the first beginning of this month, by the way, January that is, there's going to be a huge burn from Binance because their volume was based on $5 to $10 million, about 500 million over the course of a month in trade volume, and there were days. There were days 2 weeks ago where Binance had $500 million in trade volume in just a day. So they're going to do a shocking amount of burning at the beginning of this month. And I think that's going to start. I think it's going to start that second cycle where we see that 406, 408 run start to become the floor for Terra Luna Classic to bump out of. And then, of course, the market module probably going to set this thing on fire for at least a short period of time. And I'm not sure how far it's going to stay. I don't know what its support level is going to be yet, but I suspect it's going to be somewhere around 301, 3012.
Yeah, I've heard of that price target before, so I kind of agree with that. I expect that to do it as well. I think it's the fact that it's still here, the fact that it's still developing, still working, still gaining traction actually after the massive big crash, blow up, whatever you want to call it. I think it's cool that it still has that it's still there. And I think that is what defines altcoins, what will define the few altcoins that will have their run, because I don't believe we will have another major altcoin season like we've had in the past where everything just 10x's. People are always looking for altcoins which have that 10x potential. I definitely think Luna is one of those. And based on that burning, based on that volume, like I always say, come volume, come value. So I completely agree with that. So I find it cool that you're also doing videos on Luna Classic, and basically you inspired me to get back on Luna Classic as well on the video structure.
Well, it's I get the sense here that, and by the way, I'm going to be a little bit in disagreement with you in the market, because the one thing that we've seen retail has turned into a scalping PvP market. It used to be buy and hodl. It used to be the Raoul Paul, like don't do leverage trading, but so much effort has been put into leverage trading that it led to, what if we bet on it, which led to Kalshi, which led to Polymarket, which then led to Coinbase is now doing a prediction market. Everybody wants you to gamble at this point, and we've turned that lower tier of crypto into a gambling market. And for a time, that's where retail went. I mean, when like Chris said, retail is exiting the market in some way, but the interesting thing is they're not out of crypto. They're just in poly market now. They're just in Kalshi now. They're just in prediction markets. That retail money, it always does. It always rotates back over. And the market cap right now, the amount of liquidity that's there in the what's it called, XAUD Tether Gold, shows that the cryptocurrency world, they're even betting on gold at this point. So at some point, gold and silver, who are at all-time highs right now, it's going to be a liquidity rotation. It's going to come back into digital assets. You look at the M2 money supply, everything is flowing in a way that says we are not even close to, we haven't even hit we've seen a good run for Bitcoin. We haven't even seen a banana zone at all for Bitcoin. So I think it's early to say that we won't get that in altcoin season. We've just experienced that despair at this point, and it's been extended because we won it by that 4-year cycle. And for many of us, we just decided that 4-year cycle was still solid. And now that we don't see that cycle, we're just changing the way that we're doing it. But I suspect that we're going to see a massive move by Bitcoin soon, a liquidity rotation into Ethereum, Solana, and XRP, maybe Chainlink, might have a little bit of Cardano, which I jokingly call a stablecoin at this point. But then after that, I think everything is really going to explode, because the one thing to remember, the reason that retail money moved was because we're a gambler. I mean, this is gambling for a lot of people, and that gambling sentiment, it's going to come back, and it's going to come back rapidly, and people are going to start speculating, and we'll get that run.
So let me ask you this too, and add to that. Looking at a lot of altcoins on charts, we don't have a lot more room that we can go down. I mean, those things some of them are really getting to a lower point, especially the ones that had the big wicks. They're starting to fill out those wicks. We know market makers like to fill out 80%. My gut says that we're closer to a bottom than we realize. My opinion is that altcoins have been in kind of a crypto winter, if you will, or a bear market since about January of this year. So that really puts us in that 1-year timeline now going into Q1. And from the way they look and the way they're moving, and they're all kind of starting to consolidate, not just pour down. I can't help but think that we're closer to a bottom than we realize. And I'd like to hear you guys' opinions on that, because it's been in the back of my head for a couple of weeks now, and I've not really talked to anybody about it.
Well, can I share my screen?
Yeah, you can. If you click in the bottom right, you should be able to click present.
Yeah.
You can share your screen in there, and then I'll remove mine, and I'll add yours. Yeah. To stage. There we go.
So looking at, I mean, here's what I see in Bitcoin. It doesn't matter what people want to happen. It doesn't matter what people think as a 4-year cycle. What matters is fundamentally, what does Bitcoin actually do? And when you look at it right now, you've seen what Bitcoin has done over and over again. It consolidates right here, bang, it runs up to the top of a range. It comes back down, it consolidates, and then bang, it runs back up to the top of a range. It comes down here, but we're super bullish, so it doesn't even make that full journey, and then bang, right back up to the top of the range. Now, it's followed money supply this entire time. The only part of the money supply that hasn't added up is liquidity. So as liquidity got drained over this last little area, guess what's happening? We're consolidating again, and we are still in what is now a 3-year-long uptrend for Bitcoin. We haven't even fundamentally broken any of the structure on these longer terms. So I suspect that we're about to see a massive move here, getting close into this $150,000 range. Now, of course, as it draws out on the chart, you're going to see it's going to take a month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months to get there. But we are so not done. What we're seeing right now is not the way these things. We're not seeing it on the short time frame, and it's creeping us out a little bit. But if you are continuing, even in these dips to monthly, you're getting a low, you're getting a low, you're getting a low, you're getting a low. Every time you're getting a higher low. So until Bitcoin really breaks that sort of structure and says it's over, then it's never over. And this has been playing out again for a very long time. So it is my belief that if we're weak on this move, that we're going to break down to, we'll pump to 134,800, somewhere 135,000, something like that. If we get bullish and we get the Clarity Act and we get the momentum that Donald Trump and his administration can provide, then it's going to keep going, and we'll just see that 150. I'm nervous about 170, 175. This would be the first time it didn't hit that Fibonacci level. So that does have me nervous that fundamentally Bitcoin might not have the pump in it that we think, but also the way that institutions are adopting. They've accumulated 617,000 Bitcoin over the course of this year and a half of the ETFs. So we are going so much higher. We are just sitting right now where we're set for an explosive move. And then with Ethereum, I mean, it all kind of plays out the same way. When you come back and you look at it and you start to break it out and get it, even in longer terms, it's not as bullish. It's not as the move on Ethereum, not nearly as robust. We did break that structure right here, but guess what? It immediately got snapped back in. We created support off of that ascending trend line, ran back up to an all-time high, came back down, and now it looks like it's going to do the same thing that Bitcoin's going to do. It's going to run back up to the top of that range. I don't like that prediction of 7,000 to 8,000. I think that's a little bit too much for Ethereum. But also, who am I to argue with it? I mean, if the liquidity is there and the money is in the market and it will come back as liquidity, then why not 8,000 for Ethereum? My goal was about 6,000, but at this point, there really is an argument to be made across the board that as this liquidity cycle starts, and by the way, quantitative easing did start today with the US government. They're injecting 6.8 billion into treasuries today for this week, 40 billion by the end of the month. There's a real big number here that's being injected back into the economy, and that will trickle back into cryptocurrency. So I'm super bullish about what I see on these charts. And I suspect that Chris is right. We are at the bottom or near the bottom. And if we could still have another Jane Street, we could still have another winter mute, we could still have market makers trying to dunk the price to try to get themselves a rock bottom deal. But I suspect the worst part is over, and even the statistics and the data of bullish and bearish bets right now in leverage trading have now flipped from bears are winning by a lot to we've seen that swing, and now people are starting to enter those long positions and accumulate. So I think we're due for just another big move here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I see. I'm glad you said that.
So I'm just highlighting this comment. This is Fish. This is another coach in the crypto school. And I agree with that. I think alts have been pummeled so bad that people that are still in these altcoins want to be in these altcoins. So maybe some small moves, but I don't expect another like 50% drop on them as well. I do think that it'll need some time to build that confidence up again. We were talking about this on yesterday's stream as well. Like, I think the Trump coin, Melania coin, the Haktua coin, a lot of these meme projects which drained a lot, like billions of dollars out of the crypto market cap, crypto markets, whatever you want to call it. I think a lot of it has been drained out from retail investors, which are usually the first people to move into all these projects. So I think there's a little bit of, well, it's not really fair, but it is common sense getting into these markets. So I think a lot of people are reluctant and more eager to go on Bitcoin than altcoins right now. I think that's also represented in the sentiment we see on basically the altcoin season index. There's just not a lot of interest. And what we also talked about yesterday was that like metals, AI, silver running to all-time high after all-time high every day. I think that's where a lot of the action is, alongside the poly market action. I think that's just taking away from the funds that were usually going to basically Bitcoin and altcoins.
Yeah, the 10-year treasuries are trading near all-time, or well, not all-time highs, I guess, but prices that we haven't seen since the 80s, when we were making silly movies like Brewster's Millions, where banks were actually paying you interest, and that was a subplot in a movie. We haven't seen interest rates or anything like that in banks for a long time for any level, but we're seeing these treasuries now running at 4 to 4.5, almost 5%. That is attracting the big money into the safest possible guaranteed return that you've seen. And that's a lot more attractive. If those bonds come down to 2%, you're going to see a flight into crypto like we've never seen before. And they will come down. The Trump administration is working diligently on that. And they don't want to pay, like the government doesn't want to pay interest at this point on these loans. They want to be able to buy these back, and they want to be able to lower these rates. That's why they're doing it today. That's quantitative easing. So, we've started quantitative easing. We haven't dressed it up and named it yet, but I suspect that by May of 2026, when Trump has his own person in place and Jerome Powell is gone, we're going to be a more liberal-minded approach in crypto, and we're going to see just a massive dump of liquidity into the markets. We're going to see a massive cut of rates on the market, and we're going to see some borrowing and lending like we've never seen, some investment like we've never seen, and everything is about to explode.
It's a bit of a different take than mine, honestly, but I can see the point of that. I do think Bitcoin will do well in the future. I think it'll take a little longer. Like I'm thinking like 4 or 5 years before we see the full effects of all these moves. But yeah, buying all these dips on Bitcoin right now, I think is a solid tactic. And altcoins like Ethereum, possibly Solana, XRP, like the bigger ones, I think will have plenty of staying power and are worth like a 10-year investment.
Yeah, I'm still buying, Ethereum and Solana as we go down here. I just think it's a good place to buy it, especially at these numbers. I mean, and my thoughts is not to hold it for a little while. I think these may be longer term, and so definitely. I'm okay if they're red for a little while because it's a bigger picture than just I'm going to get in and get out of these.
Yeah, I think if something hits my Fibonacci level, I'm selling it and I'm taking the profit at this point. So my profit margins are going to be, between 50 and 70%. It's not even a 2x anymore. But when you look at these charts and you see the way that this thing seems to be running with, it's not perfect, but with some semblance of similarity, then you know where it's going to go. You know what it's going to do. So now you just have to have patience and wait for it to play out.
I think they're finally just getting enough history to make those decisions on them too. I mean, we got to keep in mind all of this stuff is extremely new.
Yeah.
And now the Solanas and the Ethereums of the world have enough back information. You can go back and make a better, more educated guess than you could even this time 1 or 2 years ago.
Don't mind me, just topping up.
Yeah, there's been some really interesting, like if you're a Fibonacci guy like me, then there's been some really
use them heavy
interesting things that are playing out on every single chart, very, very similar.
And that's what brought up my question, because especially if you get out on like a daily chart, we're in daily extensions on a lot of things, and 4-hour extensions. So I mean, it's got to go up. It's just at a point it can't go any lower right now.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean it won't, but for in the short time, I mean, they've got to go up.
Yeah. And your institutions, again, they're starting to accumulate at reversal levels right now. They're starting to look at it and they're starting to see, hey, this market actually looks like it's ready for that next reversal, that next move. As a matter of fact, let me share this with you, and then I think we'll be done with screen sharing for today. This one was just for the last couple of days. This is Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is their delta skew. Shows that, we've been bullish for all of this time. We had that massive run up until we got to the 10th of October. Everything became bearish at that point because Wintermute did their manipulation event. The market came down. We found our bottom around mid-November, the bottom of the sentiment, that is. But now, if you look at this chart, you see that we are just headed back in that the green line is just showing you that the direction of how people are placing their bets in the predictive market has now spiked back to the upside. So people are turning bullish again. We're not in a frenzy zone. We're not in a high fear and greed index zone, but we are in a zone where we now have an actual bullish reversal on an indicator that really works with the market on how institution is placing their bets.
Sorry. So I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. Yeah.
You know, I really noticed it over the last couple to 3 weeks, there is a lot of USDT getting minted. Yeah. And there hasn't been any big buying yet. So, I mean, it raises that flag of are we close to bottom?
Yeah. I'm constantly getting updated. We're minting 100 to 350 million USDC or USDT all of the time. Like, you're getting these alerts constantly at this point. We're at an all-time high in market cap for stablecoin. That money is going to rotate into crypto. It is going to rotate.
I think one of the biggest downsides is that a lot of these buys on like Bitcoin and Ethereum are done off market. I think the shadow market is so huge that if we had that volume in the regular market, I think we would have seen explosive prices already. But yeah, these institutions aren't crazy. Like they're not willing to buy Bitcoin at 125K, but they are willing to buy it at 80K. But they buy it off market, so it doesn't influence the price while they're buying it. But I think in the future, as supply starts becoming less and less and less and less, and it becomes more rarer, especially Bitcoin, I think eventually they will be forced to buy it on market. And I think once a few of those buys start to trigger, that's when we will see massive price explosions, even on Bitcoin as it is right now. Because like, look at the market cap of Nvidia. It's at this point roughly twice the size of the entire crypto market, and that's just one stock. Imagine if 10% of the stock market moves in on market into crypto. Yeah. I think the gains that would be made are insane, but they don't want to alert the public to that, because everyone that would now buy crypto beforehand would become, well, I won't say millionaires, but everyone would make unbelievable gains if the market is forced to buy from us.
Yeah.
And the banks want it in, you know, and they're not going to buy tops either. Yeah, I mean, it's clear that they want in. So I kind of feel like that's why we are where we are.
Yeah, I mean, look at what you're seeing from JP Morgan right now. Like, you know, a couple of years ago, Jamie Dimon's telling you, I'm going to fire anybody who touches Bitcoin at JP Morgan. Before now, you've got, what's their Sonic chain? Is that the one that they developed themselves? And it was basically just another Ethereum. And now they have their own blockchains. Now they have their own, and now they're, by the way, going to offer to their investors Bitcoin exposure in the ETFs and Ethereum and everywhere. Nothing that Jamie Dimon has been saying for the last 5 years has he complied with. He's doing the exact opposite of everything he's been telling you. He was trying to manipulate the market just like everybody else. So, you know, these banks are easing their way into it right now. And when they stop the process, when they through their third parties, through these market makers, when they stop their process of suppressing that price, we are going to see an explosive move, and we're going to see retail return like crazy.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah, 100%. I think that, yeah, we need some once that shift starts happening, I think a lot of eyes are going to be opened, and we just start seeing a cascading effect, like the real bull market that we had a couple years ago. I think it's 2 or 3 years ago that we had it. 3 years.
I think it's like 18 years really at this point.
In crypto
and
land.
Do you think that we're suppressed here too because of this triple witching event that goes on? I believe it's this week, where all these options expire, and there's a huge amount of options expiring this week on Bitcoin as well. Which would make sense that they keep price suppressed until we get through that. And I know Fish just posted about MSTR in January 15th. And there's a lot going on that I think is keeping price suppressed at least until Q1. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think that here's the way I see things. When it comes to the media and the news that we get, we're manipulated. Everything about what we get as crypto news, whether you use CoinGape or Cointelegraph, doesn't matter where you go. Those are bought and paid for articles, or if not bought and paid for, those are articles that are fed to reporters so that they know exactly what they're supposed to be reporting about. They're not really unbiased, or at least the unbiased ones don't get the traction and they don't get the front page that the other ones do, because the idea here is to manipulate retail. Like, for example, Japan last week raised their interest rates by 25 basis points. So what? 25 basis points is not a big deal. If the media had said Japan is raising the rates to 25 basis points, then guess what? They probably would have seen a dip in the market. But what happened? Because what we did was, our news articles was, Bank of Japan is raising rates to all-time highs that you've never even seen before. Oh my God, it's like Japan is falling off a cliff. That's the way the news was framed to us. And then guess what happened? The exact opposite, because everybody said if Bank of Japan raises their rates, the market is going to dump. What did we see? We saw Bitcoin take off from that level immediately. Again, because we're manipulated at this point by the news cycles and the media. So when you see these bearish sort of predictions, when you see these bearish sort of, these are the news articles right now, I expect things are getting ready to start pumping.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just multitasking a little bit, answering Fish in the comments. Post down in my Discord in the giveaway.
Yeah, and I mean, if you think about March, you know, when we hit those bottoms in March of this year, it was the same thing. It was all bad news, bad news, bad news, and then it just absolutely shot off.
But it wasn't really bad news. That's the interesting part, right?
Right.
Not really bad news.
Yeah.
You're still mass adoption. RWAs are coming to the blockchain. There's really no bad news. It's the way that it gets framed to try to shake retail out every single time. They're getting really savvy at manipulation. 2 years ago, it was venture capital companies that were propping up the meme coin market. That was what was keeping people in. And those venture capital companies moved on to the poly markets. And by the way, that's retail now. They get a 2x on poly market, and then they're done. And that's where they get their scalps. You don't hold on to a meme coin. I'm in a few chats with meme coins, buddies of mine from my time in meme coins, and I mean, like, they are getting at this market cap of 10,000 and they're trying to get out by 50,000. There's no money in meme coins right now. Like it's getting bled dry. You just, every once in a while, here's the thing, you still also get a runner. Every now and again, something catches somebody's fancy at some point, and boom, you see something break out, like Pippin. They called it a crime coin because it was one of those. It was, one of those where one of the developers has a huge amount of supply, but the developer was also pumping the chart, and it eventually caught fire, and Pippin took off. I want to say it went to a couple $100 million market cap, just out of nowhere, and when it's time, some of these things just absolutely break out, and it's manipulation, pure and simple, but
depends on the market, I suppose.
Yeah.
If the market's very euphoric, a lot of money flowing freely through crypto, everyone's taking a gamble here and there, then that's meme coin season, basically.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's going to be time to pick our first winner, and there's 3 people in there who have done the steps correctly. So let me grab the wheel of names, and let's add that to the stage. I'm a little bit messing about because I'm there we go. That's it. All right, so SRS Min, and we have SL, and I cannot see the full third name because I'm in streamer mode, but let's call him A. So let's shuffle it and click to spin. So those are some pretty cool odds. So SL, you are the lucky one. You have 150 USDT. Leave your you know what? I will contact you in a little bit. I'll note it. So congratulations, and I'll move you out, but I'll tag you in the Discord. I will contact you after the stream, and I'll get your free money deposited to you. So that's winner number one. We have 2 more winners, guys. It's super easy. Like free channel or subscribe to free channels. Join the Discord. I was done. Doesn't get more easier than that, especially with these odds, I say. They're better odds than Poly Market. At least for now. All right. So yeah, we've been talking a little bit about the market, a little bit about the market right now. I think we've talked a little bit about the future as well. So like, what are your plans for like 2026? Is it just buying left and right, buying dips, or are we trading, or are we looking more at metals? Like I personally, I'm trying to. Well, I'm waiting for a dip on silver, which doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. And I'm kicking myself because I got, like, I won't say insider trading, but I got a tip from a former hedge fund manager a couple months ago. And he told me, like, dude, silver is going to absolutely fly because there is a fundamental supply shortage and it's going to come out soon. And I wish I listened better to him because I was like, nah, I'm buying Ethereum. Ethereum is going up as well. And right now, Ethereum is not going up. And silver is absolutely flying. So, yeah, wise lesson for myself to sometimes take the gamble when it's presented. But yeah, I'm definitely looking at metals next year. Any thoughts on you guys?
Each one of these precious metals is basically a hedge against inflation at this point. They've become stores of values, but the fact that, you know, gold has an implied scarcity and silver is reaching an actual scarcity is starting to show up in these prices, and the fears that if we don't, you know, if you don't get out of these markets right now, you are probably going to have something bad happen. And there's enough data across the world to say that, you know, the surges that we have are kind of manipulated. So people are scared about their fiat currency, and their first instinct is precious metals. It always has been. That's why I think, by the way, that's why I think that digital assets are so important, because digital versions of silver, digital versions of gold are going to make the adoption of cryptocurrency over the long term that much easier. Blockchain is here to stay. So, you know, we get that silver surge. I mean, silver is off the charts right now. It was up to $70 a little while ago, or almost $70 a little while ago. And it's not even cooling off. And gold is at an all-time high as we speak. It's crazy.
And like, not to be the affiliate guy, but there is an affiliate link in my description below for BTCC, which is affiliated through the school as well. Through the school, you get, I'm not exactly sure about the amount, but if you deposit any cash on that, you get quite a considerable amount of trading funds. So a deposit bonus, but in trading funds. So you can use that to trade silver on BTCC. They already offer real world assets. So anyone in the stream, listening to the stream, wanting to trade silver with crypto, you already can. Want me to add that to the stage?
Let me show you this chart real quick. For if you've been in crypto for any length of time, you know that we've got that triple banana zone. That's when we have that altcoin season. That's when things absolutely break out. Well, guess what? We're actually seeing that play out right now in silver. There's the first banana zone. We're entering the next banana zone. We got another one probably coming up. This is going to be that 3-tiered banana zone. And then guess what? Then we're going to see that correction. And I suspect that we probably see a retracement down to 0.5 or so. So we're going to see a cooling off right there at that volume, which, by the way, if you look at where we are right now, that volume node says around $48, $49. So I suspect that we'll see a cool off on silver, and it'll just be a rotation into digital assets, or at least some of it will be a rotation into digital assets. So, but we're starting to see that breakout. And, for confirmation, we're already seeing the third level on gold. You had that first breakout, it ripped, then you had the consolidation, it ripped, it had the consolidation, and it ripped again. And we need that consolidation. Now, you did see a spike, but you didn't see the consolidation in any way. So that immediate spike that we got was followed by another continuation. So this move was just not done yet. So at some point, we're going to see the same thing happen over here. We're going to see that we got our pivot down at the bottom, and we're going to see a collapse back down into these lower ranges coming very, very soon. And by the way, when I did this initially, I said that, gold tends to go to about the 382 on these big pivot moves, because it's been really, really good for a long time. So you don't see nearly as much dip on it, but still you're going to see a move back down here, probably some consolidation, and all of that money that's coming back out of these assets is going to go right back into digital assets again.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think people have become smarter like that. They're not just like I myself am not just in crypto. I think other people are starting to focus. Like a lot of people who were just massively into just crypto are now also starting to see like, hey, there's not just crypto out there. We're seeing, well, let's call them meme stocks. We're seeing some like AI stocks going completely crazy. We've seen silver doing now really, really well. And I think it was Chris that said it a couple Sundays ago, that it's basically the same amount of money, which just flows from one asset to the next, to the next, to the next, wherever the next hype is.
Yeah, mine's a little different right now. We're looking at a lot of real estate this year, especially with rates coming down. There's an opportunity there. Real estate's still fairly high, and I'm kind of trying to keep up with this 18-year cycle because I think we're close to the end of that as well. So I'm torn on what to buy, but I also think that they're not making any more of it. So when, if you listen to Dave Ramsey, he says buy it and then refinance it and get your interest rates lower, because the cost of it is never going to go down. But yeah, we're rolling a lot into real estate this year. The cattle market's coming back down, so I trade cows. So I didn't buy any yearlings this year. It's the first time in probably 15 years I didn't buy any yearlings. They were so expensive, and to keep them alive and take a chance, it just wasn't worth it on a bad winter. But I think next year there's an opportunity, definitely in real estate and cattle, and with oil prices to where they are right now, there's a pretty good investment in that as well.
Yeah, you hold oil, right?
I do. I've got some back when it flash crashed a few years ago. I picked it up at like $18 a barrel.
There was a point where the price was negative, I remember.
Yeah, that was when I'm off. You were basically locked out until I kept calling because it's a broker that I use, and we were able to finally get in at $12 to $15. They just had it locked out, and you couldn't buy anything below that.
Which makes sense. It sucks, but it makes sense. All right, guys, one more time. I'm gonna call out. We still have to pick winner number 2 and 3, and so far there's 2 more people in there, so they are going to win the $50. If you wanted to have a chance at winning 50 USDT with basically very little effort, like and subscribe to our 3 channels, join the Discord, say I'm done, and that's it. And I'll draw from, we have a number 4 finally. I'll draw from your names, and you can get 50 USDT as a early Christmas present. And we're gonna do that towards the end of the stream. So we have, I think, we're roughly 10-15 minutes left, so be sure to do that. And after the stream, I'll contact you to collect your winnings. Yes, JSB0125. You can join by in the description. There is a link to my Discord. Just click that. You will join the Discord. You need to verify, so click the little verify thingy. And then there is a chat section called giveaway. there in that you can post "I'm done," and other than that, you just need to follow or subscribe to our free crypto channels. So that's this one. So it's super simple, super easy, and yeah, I think everyone likes free money, and it's the easiest way to win $50, I think. All right, so we have a few more names coming in, so that's cool. Yeah, other than that, I just want to say to everyone watching, thanks for watching. Thanks for also helping my channel grow. Like, this year has been exceptionally well for me, YouTube-wise. I'm still relatively small compared to Beliefs, but yeah, small things tend to grow over time, I suppose. But yeah, since joining the school myself, actually before the school was even formed, I joined Connor Kenny, one of the other coaches in there as well, by the way. Connor and Tyler, and basically they took me under their wings and got me my channel, got everything started and sorted. So it's been an amazing journey. This is my little way of giving back with a little giveaway. The other coaches also thank you for joining in and chipping in on these giveaways. And yeah, maybe you want to do a little Christmas thank you or wishes? Nope.
I'm sorry. Did you say something? I was reading a message.
Yeah, I was basically thanking our watchers and our yeah, the people who helped our channels grow, and I did a little Christmas thank you to everyone. So maybe you guys want to do that as well, and I'll type in the names for the giveaway.
Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody, and if you're not part of that school, man, it's a unique experience. It's a great group of people, and there's so many different trading styles. But what's so interesting is at the end of the day, we all come up at the same place. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys. I'm really blessed to have a community that I've not only been able to help teach, but the learning that I've gotten from everybody has just been so amazing and so instrumental to my advancement. And I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate all of you more than you know.
Connor, the thumbnail master. So, to answer JSB, I think JSB0125, we've picked one winner. We still have 2 winners left to pick. So I will wait a few more minutes. Everyone, I'll reselect the other comment. Beliefs, you can fire off in the meantime.
Yeah, thank you everybody for your support. You have no idea how much it means for us as content creators when you take the time to engage with us and just have a conversation or a dialogue about what's going on. These crypto journeys vary from person to person. What's successful for one person might not be successful for the other person, or timing might be an issue, or whatever the case is. And I thanks everybody, and Merry Christmas to everybody who's helped me along in my journey. I'm sure that everybody, Frank and Chris, probably feel the same way. Like, it's so important that you guys are part of these journeys with us, because that's how we do our thing. We like talking to you. We like watching you win. We like making money, but watching you win is the reward that we end up getting here on YouTube. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Merry Christmas.
All right. So I also posted the link to the school, which is my personal affiliate link, because I am affiliated with the school. If you want to check it out, feel free. If not, you can also, of course, join my free Discord, or any of the other coaches if they have a free Discord. Not sure on that, by the way. Do you guys have a Discord?
I don't have a Discord.
All right. So you can join my free Discord, where at least you'll find a lot of like-minded people. So you won't have the full benefits of the school, but you will have a little gateway to it, I suppose. Yeah, I think... Oh, wait. I have one more name to add. I have 2 more names to add, actually.
All right, guys, I got to jump off of here and grab a call, but I enjoyed it. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you for joining, Chris. Have a Merry Christmas, and thank you. And I'll see you on the next one.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Yeah, man. One more name to add onto here. All right, I'm gonna call it. So let's add that to the stage. So these are the names I have. I'll shuffle them. Let's
All
see.
right. Big money, big money, big money, big money.
Oh, damn. So, congratulations, Jazz B.
That was close.
In the nick of time. Let's see. That's where we go. And congratulations. So I've just sent you a message on Discord. I've tagged you. I will get to you after the stream, and I'll contact you for the details. All right. So I have one more winner to pick, guys. Oh, I have also one more name to add. I see now. So let's do that. Mr. Grave X. So congratulations as well. At Mr. Grave X. A little bit of multitasking. So that's it for the giveaways, guys. Yeah, JSB, you won. I will contact you in the Discord, and I'll send it over through my wallet. Make sure you have a Binance Chain wallet, and I'll send over the $50 to all 3 of the winners. Once again, everyone, thank you all for watching, and yeah, massive thanks for the stream. Please also thank you for joining in, and yeah, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas as well.
Merry Christmas to you.
Possible, and yeah, in a little bit in advance, a Happy New Year as well. If we don't speak to each other in the meantime, yeah. So let's close out that one. And yeah, maybe we'll do more of these streams in the future. Yeah, once again, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for joining. Thanks for subscribing. And I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And I'm going to close out the stream.
Happy New Year.
And a Happy New Year. I'm going to close out the stream and see you all.